Hi Leo, this is our homework family reading for all Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for the second part of June, from June 15th until the 30th. I've been using the bell a lot during these, and I really need it for Leo. It's just to make sure it's cleansing out all the energy, it's bringing in a purification, and I'm getting all of the good and the right stuff. I love my little cast iron bell. For any of you who are not cross-watchers and you're just watching it for the first time, because I've been showing it in a lot of it, it was my cast iron Pegasus bell. Because everybody who knows me in my real life pretty much calls me bells because I usually have bells on, so I love my bells. But, okay, with that being said, Spirit just made fun of me because of calling myself bells. But, sorry. But, I didn't save Leo and Virgo for last. It just happened to work out that way. And I understand it's because the way Spirit is having me do the readings happens to do with a lot with where the planets are and what's moving through what and where the energies are really shifting through. So we're getting ready to come into a lot of planets starting to move into Leo, but they're not really entering until the very end of June and the beginning of July. So I'll probably be coming right back with a July reading really quick because of the way Spirit usually does it. But I have to really work on. That's why I said when I was ringing the bell, and Spirit's making fun of me about the bells, because when I do Leo readings, I have to really get clear. I'm a Leo, so I'm biased, and I'm trying not to add my opinion into the reading, plain and simple, because I'm a Leo. So they're making fun of me because they already know that I'm doing this. All right, well, with that being said, first thing I am being told the first thing I'm being told is from the 15th through the 30th, it's going to have a lot to do with creativity because we're working with the feminine side. Let me explain it to you this way. What I am being given is dealing with a lot of spiritual work, not so much of ego work, which in a form is good. This is more of an ascending for spirituality within the Leos. But issues that may be coming up because of it is because of the spiritual work. Not fully trusting within your intuition or your psychic abilities. Hiding how you feel from the world around you. Because I'm being told you're mainly going to be seeing or feeling situations that are dealing within the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra. So this is your upper three chakras. So in a sense, it may be dealing with not necessarily knowing how to speak your truth or express your, I'm being told how to express your empathy in one sense, because it's coming from the heart chakra, but they're putting that I'm sorry, Spirit's just they're making fun of me again. They're telling me that it has to do with how we strive to understand what we're trying to understand about that throat chakra, third eye, and crown chakra. We overly strive. So even though the logic is in here, this is because we're trying hard to connect with the spiritual side, and we may be having issues with how we speak it and speak our empathy because of the logical side we're trying to connect to it. Which is, you may be feeling weighed down in areas because of the lack of creativity. And this doesn't mean that we have lack of creativity. This means we're trying too hard to figure out the creativity is what I'm being given. This is all about spiritual growth within our path, but it seems like what I'm getting from them is it seems like we're trying a little too hard to figure that out, and we need to relax a little bit about it. Hi, gorgeous. But we need to follow through with what we feel like we are giving in our spiritual urges and our intuition, and trust in our talents, more or less. Trust in our spiritual knowing of what we feel like we are receiving. Really? Really? Just all up, but all up in mommy's face. But all up in mommy's face. Okay, go play. Or not. Okay, I'm also being told it may be tensions within the feminine path in general, which is the spiritual path. It may be tensions or ailments, and when you cannot figure out how to further a situation, this is what comes from it. But when you can't figure out how to move your gifts forward, or how to understand how the gifts are working for you, or the ascending, more or less, your gifts, your spiritual intuition, your spiritual knowing, your spiritual wisdom is thickening, it's broadening, it's maturing, and in that there'll be some frustration because you won't fully understand some of how it's shifting within you, is what I'm being told. You may be holding back your gifts because you question them. You may be holding back situations because you fear them, and because of the fear, you're afraid of letting go and just taking the chance, is what I'm getting. Also, a lot of it is communication, just in general, with the spiritual path, and understanding that it is upshifts that helps you understand what your soul purpose is, and within that, as you support it and trust in it, you will come into making those changes, because they are actually information being given to you of actions that you need to make and change as you move forward. Thank you, Mom. I live with my mama. I take care of her. But my alarm's going off, and I just heard, I'll get it. And she goes running by. So this is about more or less a spiritual growth for you, and starting to come into an understanding that that's okay for you to not fully understand. Just trust the process, is what really this all seems like it's coming down to. But I am being told a lot of it is in the throat chakra, the eye, the third eye, third eye, and the crown. And the tug of war of trusting in ourselves, more or less. Like I said, because I'm a Leo as well. Now, there is, let me get into my astrology stuff. There is the full moon taking place on the 17th. It is going from Sagittarius to Capricorn. It is in Capricorn because it moves in on 12:22, I believe, in the afternoon. 12:20. Hold on, I'm being sent back a direction for a minute in my notes. You're also dealing with situations within the sacral chakra of believing in yourself, because I consider the sacral chakra, before you can get to the I can, before you start believing in the I can of the solar plexus, you have to work through the sacral chakra of believing that you can, and it's about feeling it within you. The sacral chakra is about our sexuality. It's not just sex. It's not just the sexual energy. But sexual energy, sexuality deals with how we feel about ourselves. Feeling good about ourselves. Feeling confident about ourselves. And I'm feeling like we're being told that sacral chakra, when we connect with the sacral chakra and start feeling the security of feeling good about ourselves, it's going to help that spiritual shift take place, which will actually help align that third eye, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, because you start feeling it more from the sacral chakra, which then is pulling it straight on up all of the chakras. Sorry, I was being directed back for a moment, so I had to go in that direction. But we have the full moon taking place on the 17th. It is avoid, of course, from Sagittarius to Capricorn, because it actually moves in on the 17th to Capricorn, I believe at 12:22, which is speaking to you all about helping you manifest harmony and balance in all areas of life, taking a really good harmonious stand in all areas of our life. And with it being a full moon, it's probably going to be showing us where we're out of balance. In Capricorn, for us in general, coming from a universal Leo standpoint, I keep everything in my phone. From Leo, Capricorn is the 6th house. So this has to do with our everyday mundane little daily tasks, from your daily work situation, your daily work routine, your service, your diet, your health, your hygiene, how you take care of yourself. It is the careers, it is our everyday tasks. It is, like I said, everyday mundane tasks of how we take care of ourselves and how we work our daily routine. So this is probably speaking to us of things within that routine and our daily tasks, such as our diets and our health care, that maybe is working against us and helping us to realize things that will help us break unhealthy parts of our routine and make it healthier. But it should be bringing that up within that full moon energy. However, it's also going to be going all the way back and speaking across to our universal 12th house, which happens to be in Cancer. So we're going to notice it we'll notice something about our routine, something about the way we have our daily routine, by realizing something from the subconscious is coming in the universal 12th house. Our hidden self, our unconscious mind, our karmic debts, our self-deception, our self-sacrifice, our self-undoing, our poor and bad habits that are no longer serving us, situations that deal with grief, sorrow, regret, secrets, shame. So something within the routine and your universal 12th house is going to be showing itself of something that, you need to change. You need to heal. You need to believe in yourself and let go of something from the past. Because something from the past is keeping us in this routine that actually might be beating us down and weighing us down in some form, is what I'm getting from that full moon energy. But it's also going to be having a little bit of a conversation with our pursuit of pleasure. So something about our daily routine, we're denying ourselves in the pursuit of pleasure, because it's coming out of Sagittarius and moving into Capricorn. So something about, our creativity, like that's what Spirit was saying right off the bat, something about our creativity and our pursuit of pleasure, we're denying ourselves. And we should be noticing what it is around that full moon on the 17th. Now, Neptune is not moving, but it's going retrograde on the 21st. For us, Neptune is in our universal, for Leo, 8th house. So this is speaking to us about the roles and the responsibilities within the relationship directly, because let me make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the roles and the responsibilities within the relationships, let's face it, we've probably been looking at things from a little bit more of a darker aspect, because Neptune's been in shadow. From now until November, once it goes retrograde, within those relationships, what are the rules? What are the walls? What are the boundaries? What are the limitations? What are the withholdings? What are the standards? What are the requirements? What are the joint efforts, the joint finances, the joint resources. Where in this energy are we going to start to see that transformation needs to be taking place? Because Neptune happens to be for us in that universal 8th house. So it's going to be looking at the responsibilities of the relationship, and it's going to be looking at it for the next, right on up until November. But up until the 21st of June, we've probably been looking at some of these responsibilities in a darker aspect, because Neptune in the relationship, let's face it, Leos, we're pretty much compassionate. And we often do the same thing that I complain, and I say I complain because when I look at the Libra wants to balance the situation and wants to create harmony and balance. Problem is usually in order to create harmony and balance, it will do what it has to create it, the sign will, but it will sacrifice itself to do so. And Leos are very much this way because we're compassionate. We love with all of our heart. But we're talking about the rules, the walls, the boundaries, the joint efforts, the joint finances, the joint resources, the responsibilities within relationships. And are we taking on too much? Are we being responsible more than others? Are we, like I said, we've probably been looking at this from a darker aspect because Neptune's been in shadow. Now, when it goes into retrograde, it's going to still be looking at darker aspects, but without being as harsh. It'll be looking at some of those darker aspects of where we're viewing these relationships and their responsibilities. But with Lilith being in this house, it's going to start talking to us about how we feel about ourselves within that relationship, relating us back to that sacral chakra, helping us to believe in ourselves within it, feeling comfortable with who and what we are within those relationships, and then how we start to make transformation within those rules, walls, and boundaries, those joint finances, those joint resources of those rules within the relationship. So we're definitely going to be looking at that for right on up through November for us, because that happens to be where Neptune is. But until the 21st, maybe cut yourself and the situation a little bit of slack, because you have been dealing with Neptune in shadow, and you're kind of viewing these aspects from maybe too much of a dark place, of a little bit of an illusion, because that's what Neptune is where fantasy smacks you in the face with harsh reality, and it's kind of just smacking us with harsh reality within these relationships. And making us get into, at the same time, that universal 12th house of what we're lying to ourselves about. Because the 12th house is technically what Pisces is on a universal standpoint, but for us, it's that 8th house in general. So it has a little bit of that washing each other through of these two houses at that time, and we're starting to notice that. Now the sun also on the 21st is moving into Cancer, which for us is the universal 12th house. Okay, so that's why I'm also bringing this up. So it's going back and forth in a sense of the relationships, the responsibilities, all of that information, and coming into that hidden self, the karmic debts, the self-deception, the self-sacrifice, the self-undoing, our bad habits. I cannot say how much for the rest of this year we are dealing with, we are dealing with our addictions, with realizing where we've created a bad habit, a bad pattern, and it's become an addiction. We've gotten so used to it that it's become something that we don't even realize is second nature to us. And we're having to heal the second nature of where it's no longer serving us. And it's coming from that universal 12th house of, like I said, our unconscious mind, which can also be dealing with prison situations, which could be dealing with government official situations. It could be dealing with grief, sorrow, shame, secrets. All of this, which is in that universal 12th house, there's something about, these the way we're feeling about ourselves, and we haven't healed ourselves, which is we're learning to accomplish that. We're learning to overcome that 12th house, and then how it can inspire to raise all these other houses and bring us into a higher vibration. But it's going to be dealing directly with that sacral chakra of helping us believe in ourselves, help us to, look in the mirror and feel good about ourselves on a whole nother level. Help us to believe in ourselves, how we feel about ourselves as a human being, sexually, sexually, just personal, on a personal level, how we feel about ourselves. And as we come into that, regaining that power, reclaiming what we've accidentally given away, we're coming back into the strength of the Leo. And I really feel like we're going to be seeing that really mature and grow for the rest of the year. But we're really acknowledging situations through the rest of this month of June, probably the beginning of July, that we're acknowledging where we've kind of given pieces of our power away. And as we acknowledge it, that is mine, I'll be taking that back now, kind of situation. I feel like we're coming back into claiming who we are, but with not even a vengeance, but with a power of, no, I know, and I'm taking that back on. This is me, and I'm prepared, and I've acknowledged this. This is really where I feel like this is going. Now, you have Mercury, you have Jura, or Ura, which is sacrifice and commitment and communication, coming out of our universal 12th house at the last 2 weeks of June. It's coming out of that universal 12th house, like I said, and it's moving into our universal first house, which is our self-awareness. So we're taking all of what I was just told, we're taking the hidden selves that we've been lying to ourselves about, or we've kept in denial. Like I said, the parts of us that we gave away, that we've forgotten about, that we've chosen to ignore, that it's time to change. We're taking them out of that universal 12th house. We're healing them, and we're bringing them back into our self-awareness, into our self-identity, and how it creates and changes our personality into healthier new ways as we start a new cycle. This is what I'm being told by Spirit. But also, Mars will be moving into our universal first house with these energies, but not actually until July. So, but this energy is within 10 degrees of each other. Jura, Mercury, and Mars. So they're coming from our universal 12th house into our first house, which is speaking to us of the self-sacrifice that we had made, starting to make the sacrifice now for ourselves. We made sacrifices for everybody else, I feel. And now it's time to start taking the sacrifice and the commitment and giving it to ourselves, is what I'm being told when I look at the astrology, as well as what Spirit's giving me. So it's our commitment, our sacrifice, our communication with ourselves and the outer community, and then speaking to its actual passion, action, aggression, sacral chakra, our sexual energy, because it's Mars. It's coming into our fire energy. We're rekindling our fire. We're relighting our fire on a brand new level. We're raising the flames, is what I feel is going on, and we're acknowledging how to do it by learning where we've done wrong. We're learning where we've given it away. Now, for us in general, Leo, most of this conversation that is going on between from our 6th house to our universal 12th house. So this is mainly our outer community and our top priorities. It is our professional and our material world. We are dealing with the outer community, the relationships within them. It is the descendant and the ascendant side, but it is our conscious actions. So this is becoming where our unconscious is becoming conscious, and it's moving us into our self-identity and our motivated actions, our self-motivation, as well as our self-assertiveness. This is what I see when I look at the astrology and what Spirit is giving me as I start the reading. Now, let's see what the cards have to say as we look at the second half of June. I don't know, but I'm feeling the need to rub it all of a sudden. Alright, where am I going? Where is it that we stand right now? Are you wanting to talk? No, you're not. And I'm a little surprised. Alright. Man, I never know what these cards are going to tell me. I never know which direction. I just follow where the heat is. I have 2 decks that are talking to me about speaking about right where we're at. First off is my Thoth deck. I've always had a very deep connection with Thoth. So, it was the first deck I bought as a tarot deck, not an oracle deck. And I knew when I got it. Right then I was like, yeah, alright, I'm back on the right path. Because Thoth and me have had a deep connection for a long time. I have a thing with the Egyptian gods. Alright. Where is it that Leo stands? The Tower. This is a good thing, though, because this is saying that we're changing. This is saying that what was is going to be no more. This is saying that everything, we're working through the destruction. Right now, we've already been feeling it. We've already been feeling the shift. And the Tower, for me, also speaks to, it also speaks to, for me, and the Tower also speaks of Hebrew, so it's in communication. It is actually speaking. It is the breath. It is communication and what the mouth has to say. But the Tower also is the eyewitness in this deck. It is the eyewitness to the actual communication. It is acknowledging the change. It is seeing the change. It speaks to us also of from the heart to the mouth. And that makes sense because I'm feeling like I said, the sacral chakra is helping us to understand what the heart is saying. We're having to come into a new communication with ourselves, a new belief in ourselves, a new feeling and trusting within ourselves, which brings us into a higher level of I can, making our heart believe that we believe in ourselves and start to make this change. So the Tower is technically a good thing. If this is where we're starting off, we're pretty much only going to rise from there. We're getting past the 10 of Swords. Making sure I have it up high enough. We're getting past the 10 of Swords, which is getting past our fear of our loss. Fear or loss. We're changing how we deal with our fear. We're starting to heal it. We're overcoming it. This is the Sun in Gemini. So we're going between understanding, and this is what I was just saying, this we're going between, I say Gemini is Jekyll and Hyde, so it's, and when I say Jekyll and Hyde, what Spirit has been teaching me is Jekyll and Hyde is actually what like Mars is. It's our passion, our action, our aggression, our fire, it's our emotions. It's our emotions and our sensitivities coming together, but that doesn't mean that it's a positive or a negative. An emotional feeling is just an emotional feeling. What we do with it is what makes it humane or inhumane within our life. That's the Jekyll and Hyde. So you're taking the Sun in this energy, and we're facing our fears. We're overcoming our fears. We're conquering the Tower so that we can build something brand new. So this is saying we're going in the right direction. Now I understand why they started off with Thoth, because Thoth can be a little bit, not mean, but Thoth can be, the deck can be a little bit rough. We're coming back into the Chariot of Fire, the Prince of Wands. So we're relighting our ignition. Like I said, we're rekindling our flame. We're lifting our flames to a higher vibration. We're lifting our flames to a higher height in general. This is swiftness and strength. This is our solar fire. This is our intellect and our storm coming up and out of us. Our fire is being rebirthed. And I think that that's great energy. Is there anything else here right now? I mean, like I said, you're going through a major shift and change, but I feel like it's very much a positive thing, because they leave me with the Princess of Discs, which is the Princess of Pentacles. So it's a brand new beginning. It's understanding the rebirth. It's yin yang. It's transformation. It's the reblooming. It's coming to understand the Yi tree, the rebirthing, the never-ending story. It is immortality, but it also speaks to us of Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So I got Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have Gemini. We have I don't remember which one this one is. And we have fire energies. So that's what's on the board right off the bat. Now, because I feel like I'm being drawn to two, see what I love my little White Sage Tarot deck. We're getting the Four of Wands. This is, we're celebrating, we're coming into, a stable, sweet home feeling. This is starting to rebuild this from the long haul. You're in it to win it, is more or less what this is. The Four of Wands. We're in it to win it. This is like often related to the Two of Cups, like in the relationship, where this is a brand new relationship that's really taking ground and, like becoming the marriage, But I feel like for us, we're marrying ourselves again. We're marrying ourselves again. It could be in a relationship, but the Four of Wands, to me, this is celebration, stable. This is the sweet, comfortable home. This is feeling good about it. You're in it to win it. You're in it for the long haul. And this is why I feel like I'm being told that right off the bat. The Fool. In this deck, it is the fresh start. It is your inner child. It is a brand new beginning. And it could be with other relationships as well, but I feel also like it's definitely a relationship with ourselves. The Fool is taking the chance to take the chance and start to create a new rebirth from the beginning and create all over again for ourselves. Where's the challenge? Yep. My light and shadow deck is where this challenge is coming from. Well, before I even get to shuffle, the very first thing out is you need to have patience. This is the Eight of Pentacles. You need to have patience. It is not, you haven't ripened yet, is what I'm being told. So we have to remember patience here. The situation hasn't, it's not time to harvest it yet. You're still getting that growth under control. It's not time to harvest it yet. This is the challenge, and we need to acknowledge that. What else do you have to say to us about the challenge? I'm being told right off the bat, some courage and tranquility. And I'm hearing stable courage and tranquility within our physical world. We need to find courage, stability, and tranquility within, our physical world. That was just way too many. 1 second. As we start to move forward, I feel like I said, I feel right from the beginning that we're being told we're shifting into something new. We're starting to believe in ourselves in a brand new way. And all of these cards are good, but that's just way too many cards. So I refuse to take them. I'll just shift them in here into different places and reshuffle. Because there's just too many, Spirit. Can we narrow it down, please? I feel like, standing our ground, coming into a new place, having courage, tranquility, believing in ourselves as we start this new cycle, and finding new belief in ourselves to rekindle our fire and where it's going to take us. It could be being within relationships. Like I said, a lot of this is going to have to do with rules, walls, and relationships, with setting new rules and what are those joint resources, and finding where we feel comfortable within the relationship. So there could very well be a new beginning, a new action taking place within relationships. But remember, relationships are not just home and family. It can also be the outer community. It can be anything you care about. It can be your loved ones, your children. It can be, a relationship with a spouse or coming into a new relationship, but it can also be in career-related relationships. I feel like we're taking a brand new jump, a brand new leap. We're setting new rules, walls, and boundaries due to how comfortable we feel with ourselves and how we believe in ourselves. And I just feel like I need to shuffle this deck again. So what else is the challenge here? Outside of, don't get too carried away too fast because the harvest is not fully ready. What else is the challenge for Leo for the second part of June? Outside of creating that stable, courageous tranquility in the physical world as we do it. Because that just came right back up. Was it this one? I think it was the next one. No, it wasn't. They were telling me there was a card upside down. I always do my cards upright. If it's meant to flip over and be upside down, it will flip itself over. But the deck will also tell me when I have a card that's in here incorrect and I haven't acknowledged it yet. So, and there's another one. That's why they're not answering. Because when I accidentally dropped them, I put 2 back in incorrect. Alright. Are we ready now? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's the challenge? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the challenge for the second half of June? You're not high enough. I'm not taking it. It's not a high enough vibration. I don't believe that that's the best you got for me. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Give me the challenge. Help us to understand. Help us. Don't give me no foo-foo shit. Tell me the truth. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I know you're still in here. I can feel it. I'm laughing because when I flipped over the deck, when I first did it, the bottom card was this, and I felt it, but I wasn't sure, so that's why I waited for it to come back through. The Princess of Pentacles. So, this is the second time she's actually arriving. She is the goddess of the hunt. This is us in a form, because let's face it, she's a pentacle, which happens to be earth energy, but we're Leos. We're the huntress itself. That's what the lion is. The lion is the huntress, or the hunter. So this is the goddess of the hunt. We enjoy the chase. This is pursuing what it is we want. This is knowing what we're doing. And if it's showing up with the harvest, this is saying, do we know what we're doing? Are we grounded? Are we making the right decision? If it's not the harvest, but the Eight of Pentacles, it's saying the harvest isn't right. We have to wait. We have to have patience to go after what it is we want. We have to truly figure out what it is we want. If we jump too fast, we're making premature decisions, and we'll actually go against ourselves. Is there anything else? The King of Swords summons the transformation, the leadership, and can be forceful. This is enthusiastic. This is Libra and Gemini. This is air and fire energy. So, I mean, it feels like we're just trying to charge in a little too fast, basically, is what I feel like I'm getting from it. If we do it too fast, wait, no. I picked up the wrong one. Okay, because we have the world coming. Which is, this is a great thing. This is just saying, you know, don't rush in. If you rush in, we're Leos. We tend to overpower, and we rush in, and we overconquer everything. Let's face it, that's what Leos do. This is saying, don't rush in. This is come into your self-realization. Come into what the individual soul is truly searching for. This is Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. It's a fixed sign. It's, blooming and expanding. It's harmony of the world of spirit. This is the end of something and the birth of something new. This is the beginning of a brand new cycle. It's a very glorious thing. But like I said, I feel like I'm being told, don't rush it. If you're rushing it right now, you're kind of going against the purpose. You're going against the grain. So, and we've got eclipse season coming in. Come on now, people. We've got eclipse season coming in. We're about to enter, you know, back into Leo season anyway. You know, we're about to rebirth. If you bloom too fast, you're prematurely blooming and you won't be as beautiful as you could be. So take the time. Caution. There is no truth behind this farce. Be wary of smoking mirrors. Look closer at the illusion as it will melt away, revealing the sanctuary where only the truth remains. So like I said, don't jump into the thing, because there's smoking mirrors here. There's things that are hiding. Joy, lighten up. Find the hidden inner child and have a play date. Laugh, be silly, dance, sing. It's time to have fun again. So don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Enjoy yourself. Be the Leo that you are. Success. You are worthy of this success. Allow these feelings and accomplishments to fill you with self-satisfaction in your achievements. So, I mean, like I said, I feel like we're really being told things are really moving forward in positive ways. Sorry, I've got another one coming in. Decisions. It's your decision whether you keep this up or you let it go. But continuing will not change the circumstance or the outcome. So, I feel like this is talking to us about how we're changing ourselves. Take your time. Have fun. Enjoy life. Don't overdo it. The outcome's going to be the outcome anyway. But we might be fighting ourselves to make it happen as fast as we'd like if we're pushing too hard, is what I feel. Enjoy the process instead of always looking for the results. I think that's pretty much the best ending. Is there one last thing here? Remind yourself that you are a soul spirit being. I love you guys, and I'll see you in July. I have a feeling I'm going to be making a video really soon. Bye.